Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. We are back in Captain of Industry. Let's get back to it. Let's see, we were working on kind of moving our colony over this way. I did put in a new fill designation, so hopefully these guys are going to get us a whole bunch more dirt put into this area. And that'll give us a lot more building space. We're probably going to have to move this fuel station. Should we just do that? Let's hold off until I know exactly where to even move it. Don't want to crowd this area out. I do see we've got a truck that's stuck. Let's fix that with a quick Unity recover. Let's look at our shipping over here. I think we have this guy switched over to bringing in sludge. So that's all good. These guys have worked through the backlog of sludge. We can probably pause a few more of these guys. Although they're going to get more. Now that we've got two boats bringing it in. Actually, here's a ship bringing some in right now. I do have these guys set to deliver slow, just to save fuel. We could turn this up. We're kind of out of the woods now with diesel. This was getting really low and declining. It got to about 5,000 units of diesel. And then so I put the ships on slow and I tried to optimize some of the trucking routes, and the diesel level has been recovering. Anyway, any other things that are burning? Maintenance looks good. Food should be just fine. Yeah, there's plenty in there. Let's get back to working over here in this colony area. I think what we want to do now is get water down here. And we want to figure out how we're going to deal with the waste, the liquid waste, and I guess the solid waste too. We're going to have to find a spot for. We've almost broken through over here. Wondering if I should move these guys a little bit closer. They're doing some digging over here. I think I added a little bit more mining designations to make this channel a little bit wider. So I guess since they're doing mining over here too, we'll just leave these where they are. I won't worry about expanding. And they've got a huge area to fill too with dirt. That's all fine. Let's see, how do we want to do this? We talked about with the water, we want to incorporate these guys into the water main. This water deposit is just absolutely enormous. 25,000 it holds, that reservoir underground. I'd like to hook that into the water main. The closest area for the water main, I think, is right here. And of course, we got a bunch of trees and things in the way. We want to bring this. Want to bring this up. Oh boy, we have a lot to do. I see a little small problem I'm going to take care of first. See how far these trucks are delivering to fill this area in. Let's give them a little bit of help. That'll save some diesel and it'll give me time to think about what I want to do. Give this rock and don't bring anything to it and keep it empty. It's a bit of a distraction, but it'll save us a little bit of diesel. And it should speed up how fast this area gets filled in too. That's that. We got a bunch of fill designations we can kind of clean up over here. Just get rid of as much as we can. Or a whole bunch of them. All right, and let's get back to thinking about how to wear out that water main up. We could clear trees and go straight, or I could just get on this big channel of stuff. We hop over. Got to get into here. We could also come in from that side if it made sense, but I don't think it makes sense. We have another water reservoir we're going to tap into over here and bring into the water main as well. That one doesn't look quite as big. I think this is still our best option. Man, how are we going to route this thing? Fortunately, these are pipes that are probably going to be reworked again and again and again. So this kind of becomes an area where we just want to feed these water towers that are feeding the power plant. This water is just for the power plant. I think I want this to dead end over there. Show you what I mean. The water is going out. Comes down through here. Feeds this and then comes back to the main. I guess, I'm thinking maybe to take off the return and just have this be like a node that gets filled up with water. The only problem is there's a little bit of water, I think, that's getting produced. Let's see. Water goes in. 48 comes in for each boiler. I guess we would not be getting more water out than we're putting in. But yeah, it's probably safe to shut this down. Rather than having all this water constantly circulating, let's temporarily or permanently, let's cut off the return. And have that just be like a node that is getting filled. And then I guess we'll take big pipe from here and come across this way for now. These pipes are all going to be rerouted again, I'm sure, as we move things around. But man, I can't wait for the master plan to do work. We've got to kind of go with what we know right now. This is our water going out. Is that one? Water going out is the top. Have another pipe underneath this. We may have a return from this one because we're going to be connecting up to an area that's got groundwater wells. All right, that's a whole bunch of pipe. Let's see how we want to approach this. We need to get a miner in here to flatten all this stuff. Excavator. Through. I'm thinking maybe putting some water tanks right here for the colony. We've got a big flat area. And this water. I do have an old ramp here, but I think that ramp may not be functional. There's a little bit of a ledge right here, right along this line that hasn't been mined out yet. And this whole area is going to get flattened. Curious. Gotta go back a ways to get at the water. We could. We're starting to get at the water right here. I could put some groundwater pumps right here because this is all going to get terraformed away. I wonder how many I could get there. 4. Let's just see for the heck of it. If I were to copy these, can I get 4 in this area? I can. I'm going to make the mining a challenge because this has some landslide action. I think we have to wait. Once we get this channel dug out, we can reallocate this mining crew to push this back a little bit. Maybe that'll be how we tap into this water supply. However, we do need water up here. think I got to rely on this ramp for now. So work our way around this mess. And maybe come up. Let's keep building pipe. Oh yeah, this is kind of crazy. I can't hop over that belt. Why are those like that? Do they still need to be like that? They don't seem to... yeah, that doesn't seem to serve any purpose anymore. Let's clean up these a little bit. How's Unity? Unity's looking good. Looks like we have a flu or something going on in the colony. Quick remove. Quick remove. Let's see how bad this is. We've got a severe flu. I'm going to go ahead and put on a quarantine. Bam. Maybe that will reduce the deaths. I'm going to forget I have the quarantine on. I'm actually going to speed build these two because I want to get the stone out of here. Let's get back to doing our pipe. All right, we're in the main colony area. Now what? Work my way here. Excavators aren't going to be able to get underneath this pipe, but that's fine. We can always put a bridge in later or something when we need it. I need to hook this guy up to the main, and I need to get this area hooked up to the main. And then I need a return pipe that's going to bring water all the way back. All the way back to where we first branched off the main, way out here. Because this area is potentially going to supply us more water than we are using for this area, possibly. So I want to make sure I have that return. Temporarily, should we just bring a pipe down here, down this ramp? I'm thinking long term, we're going to have our groundwater wells somewhere, you know, down this way on the 2 above sea level kind of thing. So all this is going to go away. But for now, we could just... yeah, we could just bring a pipe from up top. Let's just make a decision. I'm going to go planning mode. And let's start putting some structures down. Kind of thinking... four things of water. I'm just going to start plunking things down. Otherwise, I'll never get anything done. Maybe like this. 1, 2. 3, 4. These will be water. I think I want trucking off on all of these. then temporarily, let's run this. Let's run a water pipe. I don't think we... does it need to be a main? I don't think so. Let's start with... because this pipe's going to be temporary. Let's start with one of these. And then water comes into here, but it doesn't feed back from the main. The main is just making sure this is full. This pipe probably belongs connected down here somehow instead of connected directly. Because this guy, the water coming from the groundwater wells, I do want to feed into the main actually. Right? So water production feeds this pipe. Water production goes into the main. The main feeds the water supply for our colony. And the colony water, once it's in these tanks, is only, it's reserved for the colony, and that's it. Now we need to get water up here from the main. And we'll get rid of this big water pipe. This one right here is going to go. Just disconnect it for now. We need to come off the main. Top or bottom? Maybe... just who do you want to have water first? The colony? Or all these, all these farms? I guess we'll try and pull off the bottom. Let's extend the main. We may route this the whole way. Let's queue. All right, that is the main. That's awesome. That's awesome. Kind of awesome to have an island-wide pipe network or water main. And we just brought in a huge new supply of water. So we might be able to get by. It'd be interesting to see if we can get to a point where we can run the full island just off of our water reservoirs and our groundwater pumps, along with recycling water, like with the cooling towers. And we're actually getting a little bit of water out of the sludge that we're importing. Not a lot, but a little bit. Yeah, so that'll be cool. Looks like I need to add more workers over here now. Boy, we're still short on workers. Let's unquarantine. Is that going to free up a bunch or not? See what it says for quarantine. Quarantines 20% of the total workforce to reduce effects of any ongoing disease by 40%. wonder if you're supposed to leave that on. I'm waiting for my workers to tick up, right? It's not. Let's check recycling. We could probably turn these guys off. They've processed all the junk. And let's beef these guys up. It's like I pulled this back a little bit too far. We have the workers. Let's just let them chew through that sludge. All right, next up, water over to this pipe network somehow. That is ethanol leaving the area, and I don't think I've got water in this area. It's not... What am I not doing here? Oh, fuel gas. We haven't taken care of the fuel gas over here either. Well, that's... So we're going to put that on the list. We have fuel gas to process. We're converting excess food into animal food, turning that into compost, and turning the compost into fertilizer, feeding it back into the farms. But what we're not dealing with right now is the byproduct, the fuel gas. We'll do that next after we get the water figured out. So I guess water's got to come up somewhere, one side or the other, and then make its way into here, and then we should be good just connecting into this. Did this water all drain out? It did. Get rid of that pipe. I don't delete stuff I don't want to delete. So a bunch of level 3 pipe, man. I hate deleting this. It's kind of a waste. But it is what it is. We can't make it perfect. I refuse. All right. We're going to leverage this ramp for a good long time. So maybe somewhere around here. Seems reasonable enough as far as the distance away from the side. This is long-term temporary pipe. Let's just head straight over. Like I said, we'll rework it and either hug the edge of the cliff or move it way inland once we build something that requires us to kind of move this thing from where it is. We want to just come in the top. Ideally, we'd have storage here too, wouldn't we? Just a storage to feed industry. Let's do it. Let's do it. Stop that pipe there. Our trucking is going to be busy for a really long time. We've got a bunch of construction projects. If Unity stays high, we may quick build some of this to save on trucking. This is all going to go. I'm thinking of putting some storage here for water. Just to feed our industry. All these farms, right? We have tons of farms up here. We might add more. I don't think we need to take water back and feed it back into the main. I don't think we're not doing any water production here, so this is always going to be a consumer. I just don't want to starve it out. Once water's been allocated to this farming, then it's going to stay for the farming. I think that's it. Just need to unpause all this now since I was in planning mode. Hopefully this will unpause. Usually when I do this, there's usually a little tiny segment somewhere, a little hidden segment of pipe that doesn't get built. I had things paused. Looks fine. These are ready to be built, right? I can't tell. Nope, they're not. Paused. Right. See, this guy needs to be unpaused. Yeah, I'd almost rather pause the game when I'm doing the building than use the planning mode because I always forget. I always miss a piece. And forget to unpause it. That might be it. That might be water. So now where are our colony blocks going to go? Our housing? And are we going to move all this stuff out of the way to accommodate housing, or are we going to just start somewhere in the middle? We're probably going to start somewhere in the middle. Let's see if we can put a couple of these down. Guessing we should go with housing level 3. We can just use up the glass. It's going to be involve a fair amount of trucking. Maybe we just hug this. Just pick a spot that builds. Done. Housing level 3. We're going to have to turn on our glass factory and start moving these out of the way too. Let's get a few of these queued up. We'll pause a couple until they're built. Until that first one gets built. So we don't have like 3 that are half done forever or partially done. This mind control tower is just controlling the terraforming and making sure we can keep things green. We can relocate that somewhere. Somewhere where we're not putting housing. How about we put a new one down? Not to overthink it. Maybe over this way somewhere. So only dirt. And we'll just echo this area. Same exact thing. Boom. Then we can get this guy out of the way. Escape, escape. Boom. Fuel station is next going to be in our way, but let's quick delete that. Down some more housing blocks. We have 1,379 people, and each one of these housing blocks is going to be. It's not showing because it's not built. It is what, 230, I think. Yeah, 230 each. So 4 is almost 1,000. 4, 6. 6 would be 100, and yeah, we need at least 6. Probably 7 makes the most sense. Boom. Boom. This fuel station is going to have to go. Get this emptied out. Vehicles. Fuel station 2. We can always move this. Not a big deal. Boom. These guys a little tank for fuel. I don't have fuel lines running across the island. We may do that later. I've been getting by with trucking and it's not too bad. I can get by with a little teeny pipe. Diesel. Full. Did I have any trucks assigned over here? I might have. Let's see. Nope. Probably should. I've got quite a few excavators in this area. Do I have another fuel depot nearby? I think I do. What about you? You have trucks? Yeah, he's got a truck assigned. Maybe we'll try and get by without assigning a truck. And then we'll see if things back up. They back up. I'd like this to get emptied out for trucks to come use this, the rest of the fuel in here. That guy refueling right now? Yep, he just did. So let's see. We can put a city block underneath here, I think. And then I'm going to pause 2 of these. Yeah, that fits. That gets a 6. 6 times 230 is what? 1200, 13. I think it is like 13, 1380. I think. Close. Close to what we need. Yeah, this is draining out into here. I'm going to sever this pipe. That guy's refueling for some reason. How did this get more fuel all of a sudden? Now they're draining that out. And this one, I guess we can leave until some more of these units are built. I want to pause construction on this guy. Okay, that is done, the storage part of this. And we get, like I said, we'll leave this. Hopefully they'll drain out the rest of that diesel. All right, how are things going now that I've had my heads down for a while? I can't reach destination. What's the problem, fella? Where are you trying to go? Yeah, no reason for any trucks to go this way. Off, 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 off. Off, 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 off. Off, 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 off. Same goes for all of these guys. Off. Whoops. This is doing a different product. These guys are doing vegetables. I'm gonna make sure trucking's turned off for all these so we don't get vehicles trying to deliver things. Aren't meant to have trucks. I always turn it on if we get in a jam. Same, so we could probably use the eyedropper for these guys. Of course, it pauses them. I don't want to pause the construction. Yeah, we can let those get built. Why not? Turn off trucking on these guys. I need to do it for all the greenhouses too at some point. Because, or I can do this between episodes. I always run into issues where a truck is trying to deliver something to a place where I cannot believe they want to access it. All this stuff, I'll deal with that later. All right, truck is struggling to find a destination it can reach. Why? Where are you trying to go, buddy? And which one is it? This guy. Truck cannot deliver corn. No valid destination. Just dump it anywhere, buddy. That was from maybe deconstructing a belt or something that had corn on it. I have no idea. They shouldn't be doing any delivering of corn. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of construction tasks going on here. This is going to take quite a long time. Tell you what, let's wrap this episode here. We made some progress. We got our huge water main in place, and we've tapped into a new water reservoir that's huge. We set aside water storage for all of the farming for our community, including the ethanol production, which is embedded in these farms. We've got water reserve for farming, water reserve for the colony. Water mains hooked up. We started building colony buildings. I don't think anybody's going to move. Hopefully no one moves in here. Can I pause this now? Unpause maybe a couple more so they can get constructed. Yeah, so what's left? We've got several things left to do. We need to process the fuel gas. It's a byproduct here. We need to set up some kind of production for that. Maybe set up a little mini power plant or something. And then we need to think about the utility buildings for our colony here. We may need to move belts, right? We need things like the water facility and all that kind of stuff before we can have people moving in. So get water in, get the waste out, figure out how we're going to route the trash, or if we're just going to burn it local. Kind of been using that for fill, and it's been pretty effective. We've been able to extend this area a huge amount into the ocean just from the waste. It does create pollution for us. I imagine it's landfill pollution right there, -5. If we burned all that trash, I imagine it would increase the air pollution, but probably not by the same degree, I'm guessing. So yeah, we've got more to do, but we'll leave it there this episode. For now, this is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the series on Captain of Industry. It's a long one. Man, this particular map is a challenge, and that's why I picked it. But it's taken a lot of time. This will be a big step getting the colony moved over, and then we can get back to doing some factory building kind of over in this area. Awesome. Yeah, that's it for now. Special thanks to Glidercat patrons and channel members for their support. Deeply, deeply, sincerely appreciate that support. With that, I'll see y'all in the next episode.